no any ebeka wansem ewo the agenda show. Now the agenda show about screen so ewo KFM TV ewo Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. on each day. Intaya na one make date ni yeshia ewo ha 10:30 every morning on all of the days mabobono. Inti yeah in their stories na doso. Na me they be ameka say I am in follow politics for one thing. Mini akuma. Mini akuma for politics. Whom akuma too much. It's say one of the things I mean who about politics is say a game. I saying for lives involved though wabrabo nyaya involved though enya asem enka asem no. But a game amobo. In the aya politics they have metia na makuma. But in then me share stories are most of them headlines said most of them political. In the one can be a bubu in chess tables in the chess. So I need you to talk with me right here on the agenda show and you could try and na yedi abramo. My mamo akwaba biom about the agenda show. Now in next stories now about Boston Mark send me can before you call break no. Very political. And in the so better I say the reason why I think say politics I think in general is a game but more so in Ghana no a game a mobile. Now the stories nature one by one I feel like I must produce and share that connected stories ni ye pa my about betting yama be at least from my perspective. Into what the full be our becan. Feel free. Now obe sending a message I was sending away social media platforms, so KFM TV, GH. Now also what's me open crowd it's me a friend it was 0246 239 070 0246 239 070 na ya ka ehwasem. Because in the one from Bekebia, me bubu chairs, me bubu table, no neade. So I need your voice on these topics. Quickly into the very first story. Now, very first story, Eda me table, so say, I have paid my dues to NDC, Sam George, and I can't say me, a communications minister, and I can't assume way. I say Communications Minister Sam George has confirmed that he has paid all his dues to the NDC. Speaking on social media, he emphasized his commitment to the party's values and ongoing engagement with grassroots members. Inti Asamayakan Sam George, echo social media, specifically Twitter, as a CFN X, or co-express ne concern, any rage around issues sisi ankrofo posti e social media afa ne ho na nyame bi okan in the past before they came into power nyame bi anoye yenkrofo posti snippets citizen campaigns your mutual snippets of some videos of the things that were in the past and are molded to social media and say hey, Sam George of the past is not the same as the Sam George of today, and that is in reference to a lot of things in nyame bi brewa. Yes, Sam George, I can in the past that waba power more, he's not following any of them. And as citizens, senior him no, yeah, to among the things I moved to social media and the baby, a bit more to social media said before he came into power, no, the former communications minister, my re-registration of SIM, for example. Now Sam George by or see there be way and yan be nim why we re-registering our SIM. There should have been a better way. Ninyama just as MP any minister of communications he online. But Pape Oba swear also say yay. Yes, about re-registration. Be not go say Yenya one why the day said this shouldn't have happened. So there's and many other things in Yaman Kofu a post on social media. And another one of them, they say, when he was in opposition, in Yama etate pae LGBT and LGBT, anti-LGBT. Pacho, maybe some more. When was the last time I would say Sam George came LGBT was him? They say it's almost as if night and day. Nipa ne ba or be opposition, he was entirely different. They say about power no. An entirely different person. And I Ghana for saying yes, idea, yeah, the better way. So I'm watching a lot of videos from his past when he was in opposition, and I'm posting on social media a reference to him. And I also said I don't even know. Sam George is also very active on social media. No, Sam George say inyama ya mo posti na menitua mehuni na enya dia I am ashamed of. Now there were things I did to get into power. Indirectly, that's what he said. Say, these are things I have paid my dues to the NDC. When people did not believe, say, or say in 2016, when people did not believe, after the law said we would come into power, no. He made a lot of utterances. He made a lot of moves. Ministers, now ministers are doing, or he was talking, he was speaking up. Just say, in essence, all he's saying is everything I said. Bibia me can bia, move bia me make bia was to get into power. But I don't know Ghana why. Sometimes inya bisina ye DH ye dia kuma DH a metwana me nya BP. Because obviously he's telling you the truth. Politics is a game. A lot of these things obetimi akwa and the constitution has said 1991 opposition they obey all of these things to get into power. And Matthew chapter 20 said that we will not nina power and say but I think we forget ourselves as Ghanaians and we fall for these pranks. In my opinion, a prank any idea na de be ye DH. O de yentu aso ni ntinia nkofo e kan with social media. Obi say you say you've paid your dues, but leadership isn't about what you did in opposition. It's about what you're doing with power now. The same voice that was loud on Galamsey, accountability, and protecting Ghanaians has suddenly gone quiet. That's not growth. That's contradiction. When Ananabi, also wait to your dues. But leadership, and yes, idea may in the past. Leadership about nyawo yesisi adia bwa woman. Set it before war position. Na nye galamsey, what can galamsey wansem sana? The government has to be accountable. We need to protect Ghanaians. Is it that you don't believe that the government has to be accountable anymore? What happened to the galamsey conversations? And isn't it the role of the government to protect Ghanaians' biome? And that is what this person is saying. Jata Ann responded. Obifu Fraba Clement say, Dear Jata, no one is denying that you spoke in 2017, but many did. But let's be honest, visibility is not the same as impact. Being on TV 3 times a day does not automatically translate into meaningful results for the people. You say you paid your dues, but leadership is... Clement, who message when they were but anyway, yes, I think say he makes a valid point. Or see the bia nipa and yen denying say on country or kasa mum, but impacting yes, I will show your face on TV and being visible is actually making a difference. That's what impact is. Ajuati say, dear tough seed. Oh, it says your friend, Mikasa say nickname manager Tano, Fofraba. Dear tough seed, you didn't pay dues. You just made sure you were seen and heard, and there's a difference. On a so similar thing. Or see, being everywhere isn't automatically meaning you made an impact. You keep reminding us of TV and radio like that alone carried a whole movement. But the truth is, real work doesn't need this much reminding. If your record was truly strong, it would speak for itself without all this noise. And Ajuati so eka asem or say na say ankam papa say difference how ba be no e touch lives and ke hunya so akọ drop paragraph Sam John you're trying to wow be 1 2 3 be 5 paragraphs. When yes I bet 5 paragraphs say I said something, I did something, I was visible on TV and I made a difference. Na say impact pa na we say satrank of abra boa and hunya so bebo wa power say Albert Nat Hyde, the familiar. Bongo ideas idea, bongo. Or say, we who Albert Nat Hyde and say, the I familiar. Bongo say, I don't think the people hate you or anything like that. I think they hold you to a certain high level of trust and accountability, and per your actions and voice in the past, they expect more from you. You are doing some good things, but since it's you, Sam George, they expect more, which in this case should not have been viewed as an attack, but a call for you to live up to your words and even more than that. The bottom line is you can't afford to fail because the people won't forgive you if you do. Bongo so asemo kano mentan ni nyadwen bande de ni nyadwen pa. Say Sam George Nkrofo expected more from you, and I think it's also because of how visible you were in the past. You say, oh, ka say, oh, make a say bebre me visible bebre. That is exactly the point they are making. They are not deviating from the point; they are hitting the point on its head. Saying, say, because you were loud. Say, oh, ka say bebre, oba TV su bebre. Entia ena mo drage ono. Entia na mo agenda in. Say, you can oh, they are agenda in. Intia na moye agenda say etwe adwen aba so say you are being different. Sesia say what is sesia no enye say na what in the past because you were visible they are expecting more. That is what Bongo is saying. Obi say for my mind you talk something they funny me self 2028 is just as a corner. You definitely regret this. So na ya modi ade threatening microphone there. We will vote you out. Any idea? As we are talking about this, you can definitely call Upesofra Actual Adrian. Ubetimia Fre 0246 239 070 0246 239 070. Yeah, the numbers and also at screen so now say assembly ewo ho ene ye discuss also wo adwin bia obetra na wa frɛ ene abo ho enkomo. Obise, respectfully, you have written a whole lot of The reason people are digging your own videos is that you spoke a whole lot of in opposition and you are not able to fulfill the promises you made to Ghanaians since you assumed office. Kindly do a sober reflection and deep introspection and analyze your flaws and get back to work. Arrogance or the biaka. And this is the idea. I love that for the very first time. No, Yehu comments are any too political. It is people calling authority to work. Say now kanye masa ye jumano. And that is all people are saying as it stands now. Obviously, in other words, tech in chi, sani efreno. Or say, in other words, I know I have failed. Or say na Sam George can or say, I know I have failed, performed poorly, and my performance is making the party unpopular. But the NDC shouldn't do anything about your appointment since you helped the party to come in power. Confession, finally. It will say, in other words, Otie Sam George in sensemi no. Adwenya onya free mu. Enti ase onya free mu ane say, o kan sesesi ade me nya ade ba montu mani hwe ne na me in the past no na monfa voting mame and as mun keep me in my position but enye sa ene yeye ejuma no. Okay, that is enough on Sam George and I have paid my due story. Let us move into other stories. Yenhwe enyama fofra koso ewo man ni mu. The second headline, NDC's Francis Sosu tells unemployed youth to own businesses, not chase government jobs. The NDC MP Francis Sosu has advised unemployed youth to pursue entrepreneurship rather than relying solely on government jobs. He emphasized that creating businesses and generating income independently can help address unemployment challenges in Ghana. Um, asemu yevotima movie a na fe am be chen adwen. Am be chen what is sense and what is not. And fortunately, there is a video, and we can watch that video. Yeah, yaba be chechrim.
Let's say 200 Ghana cedis profit a day, and you have 10 of those Indomie joints. How much are you making a day? That's about 2,000 Ghana cedis a day. That's if you are just a young person. That's what you're doing. Can you imagine 2,000 Ghana cedis a day? 10 days, how much is that? That's 20,000 Ghana cedis. In 30 days, how much is that? It's about 60,000 Ghana cedis. How many jobs will give you 60,000 Ghana cedis a month? Immigration, Ghana Police Service, GRA, no one will pay that much. So Ghanaians and young people must begin to look at entrepreneurship as a way out of the youth unemployment situation. Otherwise, I fear that we may just crash. And that is the honest truth. But young people don't want to be told the honest truth. I know they should find a job. Okay. Sit on Twitter and TikTok and make their noise and see whether noise creates jobs. Can you imagine if you're a young person?
Asem we the same thing. Francis Osu. Asem na okano. Otie mu a no kore kakra wo mu. But etochima kakra. Makachi ama me kra ya me de. No kore kakra wo mu de, but etochima kakra. Ampa say businesses, it's better to run a business. Say or run a business, it's limitless. It is really limitless. Relating to say scanner obenyano. Untimi enka piska obenya e business mu. Because ubetiminya, depending on how much you sell, depending on how many customers you are getting like 2,000 a day. Obi your business when you have 500 a day, obi your 1,000 a day. Depending on how much you are selling, a lot of businesses are running. They are making like 60,000 in a month. They are making like 100,000 in a month. Some will be in Yakrabe 20,000 in a month. And now Francis Sosu Bisa said, how many established institutions any bit 60,000 a month? None. Not many of them can do that. But while on new business the amount of money you can earn is limitless. And where are somewhere to be and where a open story. But ultimately so because after you have said this, you also be say, how many young people even have the capital to start a business? I mean, say they be say, oh, I mean, yakoko and as I see, I mean, poetry 10,000 beds. Minya and bicycle bako. Sisiano me only multi-billion taxis. Say central na muko, senokwe na muko, and near ma samwa. Munyaske we are na mukasa akoko bako na mdinyeska. Any idea? And you will be an bit me akoko bako aye poultry farm. You will be an bit me de bicycle bako aye hill ride business. You will be an bit me aye sir. And starting a business is not easy. Running a business is not easy. The resilience I won here, akoma won here, oboka na wu push it near there. Minya information say number say the tutu is not the right number for today. Ude my memo the right number. 05422567666. 05422567666. Into more adwenkyerɛ bi a na mo de akyerɛ ya the number no so beto screen so na mo afrɛ. It's not easy say Obe start your business. One kasa o run your business. Hey, now share easy o. It's the risk is high. So this cabishim, and you are expecting that people, because you don't have control over people and whether or not they will buy your goods and your services. And no essenyaminsa why a product navy akasi better. So that is also a different ball game. So there are a lot of reasons why people would rather be employed than become an employer. It's not easy. And obi o free school eba fresh. Untimi so and you obi no free school ba fresh ah obetimi so I started business with what money, with what experience. Well, now all can no credit, but it is not an easy task. Ye per se ye call short commercial break na ye ba ye de ni aka no so atwa so.
Are you still driving fuel cars in this modern era? The future of driving is here. KFM Limited, lead distributors of electronic vehicles, have made transportation easy and efficient. Behind me are 3 of their beautiful new brands: Leap Moto, Xiaomi, and Nami. Come with me. Let's explore the fine details. Leap Moto, let me tell you a bit about its interior. Like you can see, the interior is heavenly, right? There's whole wheel and everything in here is in shades of gray. So we have light and dark gray, very classic. You have 2 screens to your display. This very screen gives you everything about the infotainment. We have its mileage, how far it can take you. On your journey with this electric car, you can switch it into just 3 comfortable modes. It's either the standard for a regular drive, the sports mode for a fast mode, or the economy to manage your battery strength. If you charge it in about 6 hours, it should take you 310 kilometers. Yes, you can go to Kumasi and back. I get that. Leap Moto, your option, your choice if you're a new driver like myself. Let's try the other. Now to my favorite. It's called Geely Xiaomi. Come with me, let's toy in there. All you need is this keyless key. You just make sure it's handy and around. And as the moment you open the car, it starts on its own. Like the interior speaks for itself. Glorious black and white. In its all glory, beautiful wheel, and you have a very lengthy screen. Gives you same 3 modes: standard, economy, and sports for a highs or fast rider like myself. Now to my very final brand I'd like to introduce you to. It's called Nami, Sky Blue Nami. Come with me, let me tell you a bit more about it. Nami, like all the other electronic cars, is beautiful. Its interior is a glamorous 2 shades of gray, light gray and darker gray. With 2 beautiful screens, this one gives you information and entertainment. This gives you the battery strength. Nami can travel 330 kilometers. It can go to Kumasi and back. If you charge it for 6 hours, you're good to go. You can also fast charge it for 3 hours. Beautiful wheel and everything you need. Nami, my preference. Do you desire an electronic vehicle in Ghana? We have various payment options, including hire purchase. Contact KFM Limited with the numbers below the screen. We have you sorted.
Me mamo akwaba biom eba the agenda show. Now the agenda show a show ye discuss stories ene nyama a ekoso ewo social media ekoso ofie nyama trendy ene ye de brew ewo the agenda show. Agenda basically baby a mo agenda mo asete ye discuss ye kakai mo say mo pese mo share mo adwen betimi afrain was 02422 56766 02422 na modi atre mwadwen ewo any of the stories are yeah share in the anope. Yeah, caught into other stories. The next story said, we remain focused on basic needs, not anti-LGBTQ plus bill, says Mahama. President Mahama has clarified that his administration is focused on delivering basic needs such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure rather than pursuing the anti-LGBTQ plus bill. He stressed prioritizing policies that directly improve citizens' daily lives. Inti we story ye kan ho asem sisi a ne say Mahama say ye focus ewo basic needs say ubenya nsuo ubenya bi material share ubenya bebi ada eduti ato enye anti-LGBTQ plus bill any ye focus was so. Now we ye share tweet bi nanaba e posti ya we no posti ye Twitter and nanaba caption say basic needs must always come first. Our money and energy should be channeled into what truly makes life easier for the average Ghanaian. Food, water, jobs, and dignity, those are the things people actually struggle with, not LGBTQ. Mientie comments nkofo kan wa asemi ho ye wi a ya mede madwen kire anase ya cheche ya adwen e wa asemi ho obi say seriously, there are pressing issues to be dealt with in this country. We understand the frustration of the masses concerning previous statements by Sam George, but let's not lose focus as a country. We need to make Ghana better. Or say seriously, there are pressing issues to be dealt with in this country, but we understand the frustration of the masses concerning previous statements made by Sam George. Sesiano, asema akwotwetwe about your very first story I can say, Ngofu buefu said Sam George, you were the Sam George of yesterday, it's not the Sam George of today. Now Ngofu Bisa said, why were you so different in the past and why are you so different now? Are they difference and are they free? You know, and that is the question. And Nkofo say, this particular comment or can say, yes, in the past, no, Sam George, I can't say about LGBTQ and it should be changed and it should be anti-LGBT. There be no meeting or kasa. If you are following this story and you are following the strategy and you are seeing how things are unfolding, since I'm starting in the beginning, a lot of these things, to be honest, Sam George did not believe them. And it is quite obvious. He did not believe them. Whilst he was in opposition and was speaking no kasa about anti-LGBTQ, there were a lot of references in the past where he thought, say, anti-LGBTQ plus pushing against that agenda is useless. It doesn't make any sense. There were references being made of him in the past. It was like, no, we are in a different time. So he keeps changing. There was the I don't care about LGBTQ plus Sam George. And then he got into opposition and automatically he cared about it. And now he's in power, he doesn't care again. So the real issue is, does he care or does he not care? And if you are following the strategy of things about politics, Ube say a game. He doesn't give a hoop to. But he knows what Ghanaians are sensitive to. Through a few scriptures, but scripture be Matthew chapter, why Matthew. And yes, I know Donald Trump did the winning. What Genesis? Compared to Genesis in terms of what do we see? Do we see a godly man in power or we see something else in power? Tell me for yourself. If you like, call me and tell me. But yeah, what do we see? What do we see? You know, it was just strategy, and they know, say, oh, Okan 1, 2, 3 nkofo be support to sisi nkofo be vote also chenu benya. In a strategy. And about power, we are not hearing anything. And now let's go to our president. This statement that he made, if you remember, when they were in opposition, there was a lot of conversation around this subject, and a lot of references again were made to Mahama and his stance on this matter. And those references that were made clearly showed that there wasn't, as much opposition to the issue or say or a be issue in who to say no oppose when he was in opposition. To me, for example, hearing this in the news and all of these statements, and said that because if you understand politics, bones and yama way no and yawa in a game. Na a game, tell me politics na me makuma ba no. Let's listen to what other people are saying. Obviously, basic needs, you say, bad roads, electricity, water, healthcare, food, schools, jobs, etc. All are basic needs. Hey, or they be what can words become? Or the engine or na where's the AI? Obi for say, karma. At the time they were camping on LGBTQ plus issues, were we in nakedness? Or say, when you were camping against LGBTQ plus issues, were we in nakedness? We're still worried with these issues, where these issues were still bothering us. But still, you jumped upon all these issues. Oskepe issues when effort to also say, ube campaign against LGBT. After our power, you say let us focus into other things that matter. I think it's about time, say we would wise up and see that all of these things is just a political strategy. It is not. If you knew that we needed basic needs, which is true, I agree with, there are more issues, pressing issues to tackle. If you knew that in the beginning, why were you making that much noise to start with? Another person says, people pushing this agenda just want to distract the good work of His Excellency Mahama, but it will not work. This man will make Ghana great again. Nkrumah II. God bless you, Mahama. Another person says, K-Sap. He said, if some of you, the leaders, are involved in this, then we hand everything to God. Life moves on. Common signature to pass bill. Was this signature ke kaube? Only kasa bibredo. Fape not signing the that is someone's opinion. Another person says, God is watching all of those who lied against Nanado and the MPP government just to win power, and He will punish them one after the other. So another person says, so during Nanado's era, there were no priorities than LGBT. Aside from all our basic needs, the clergy and the TUC embarked on a demonstration just for him to prioritize the bill. So, question Uncle Fu Ebisa. So before then, didn't we have basic needs to focus on? You knew we had basic needs. You knew we had unaddressed concerns as citizens, but still, na LGBT story, moody say baby, but TV so all the time. Na you must say what's also a station alopebia, station alopebia. Na you must say to all. To see or say, Baba empowerment, you share previous, then we should forget the present. If you said that in the past, let us see what's going to happen presently. I think apart from the fact that Sam George and some of the people that pushed for this agenda believed from the beginning, before I'm more opposition, before more power and some more opposition, That's why George Ekan says, oh, this issue is not really a matter of concern, blah, 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 blah. But opposition or something, say, hey, now you can't say this issue was not a matter of concern. I didn't say nothing was and it should have been obvious to Ghanaians from that point that you can't be two-faced. You must believe in something. But, politics, no, a game full of BP kwa. Another person says, "Internet from into political shows, so in their politics are being here, and I can't want them because me the BP mentioned that one time, sir." Another person says, "I can see the subtle agenda, but the umbrella, when you umbrella, food soldiers will think say this is a positive feedback for them." Anyway, I think we can move on from this story. But who follow story from the beginning to this point, you'd understand. Say, amobo tatis. Tatis no amobo. Tatis no amobo. Politics is like that. It's not only in Ghana. As I made reference to Trump, he did the same thing. And right now, how do you feel? How do you feel? Are Christians still singing hallelujah and praises? Maybe. Some of them still better hallelujah and praises as long as you are singing Hail Mary. As long as you are singing Hail Mary, I'll say, yeah, you did. Maybe, I don't know. Let's go into other stories. The Ningo Pram Pram residents urged St. George to fix bad roads. So the story says, residents of Ningo Pram Pram have appealed to Communications Minister St. George to address deteriorating roads in their constituency. Community leaders say poor road conditions are affecting travel, commerce, and access to essential services. There was a video discuss the story with you. You go to Yeria Yababe Pensem Pensemu.
Honorable someone at the judge, oh mammy John, oh mammy, I'm young, no guess I put was no go no just I put oh mammy, I'm young, oh never mercy. Oh mammy, I'm young, oh mammy, I'm young, rich or bad, but when you walk, can't go down over when you walk, some kind of register, no connected Russia, never want to go away. Oh no, on your way, yeah, oh ma'am, got this I dropping a year, I dropping a year. I am dropping a on no big much away. Yeah, oh, ma'am, to no much of my legacy, oh, ma'am. Yeah, oh, mammy, you know, my legacy, I found out your jam, you'll go to. Send you gonna be you. Send you gonna be you. What I yeah, you are going to let it out with you. Eh? On us, Bassinamas. Eh? When it's a way, to some good, yeah. Some good, yeah, to monitor mommy, monitor, mommy. Monitor mommy, say, Pia, on corner, on a kumolu hand and a vote amo, on a kumolu of Muhammad, can I vote to a pacoy? Can I vote to a pacoy? Say, yeah, monitor mommy, to monitor man, no, like I said, or dog, you not falling along him, no. No, we're cooling him, no. No, we're cooling him, no. Oh, my, just send me the man, not on no go out to the folk being Bololo Polly. The folk being Bololo Polly. Out to the folk being Bololo Polly. Down a man, a pang like a logo John. No, petty water. Mina no petty woman.
In video, I got some woman, yes, say, be crower. Now, and I see, I know. Yes, go by me, or say, quino, Senya, as Wusha Quine is serious, where you can't call it a road anymore. Wusha Quine, where and your quine be more. Where a lagoon, a lake, forget quine, it's not a near quine biome. And Timo video na modify children ye kwhwe kakra ne yen kakai who our president our communications minister was Sam George then so that we can know whom we are calling Kagagbami come and fix the road no ye better as yen kwhwe those previous videos.
That bundle, the Nigerian High Commissioner said to me, it's the reason why we're seeing a lot of Nigerian criminals coming into Ghana, because our internet is the cheapest on the sub-region when you use the 399 bundle. President Mahama has been clear that he will sign that bill, and he has no option than to sign that bill. President Mahama will know no peace from St. George until he signs that bill. And he himself has said that to the clergy, that as a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill. Yeah, the last registration that was done, that's the argument of the ministry, that some people use fraudulent national ID cards to register their SIM cards. That should not mean that all 32 million active SIM card holders in Ghana today, or all 32 million active SIM cards, the holders must go through a re-registration. Identify those whose cards are fraudulent. Because
one eternity later.
Promise to re-register SIMs.
yes,
What happened?
the LI is ready. It's part of the work we're doing. So you see, again, I'm making sure that I'm meticulous in what I do.
Give us a
so,
timeline.
So, first quarter next year, we will run it out. Charlie, be able to go. Hey, now we are the camera.
Currently in the character in the Bible, who would he be?
This one is simple, oh. David. The only thing about David is that I don't take somebody's wife. I don't have a Ghana card. If tomorrow I decide I want to do a Ghana card, it is my Ghanaian passport I will take to the NIA.
You don't have a Ghana card.
No, I don't. And I've not registered my SIM card.
I'm not registered.
No. And that's why I said I was waiting to see how on the 1st of April my card will be deactivated. Article 296 of the Constitution is clear that anybody who exercises administrative power must do so in a manner that is not malicious, capricious, or whimsical. When people can no longer afford 3 square meals, many young men in Ghana today are playing formation, better formation than Otoado, and you are the GFA. They are playing 0-1-0.
What's that?
Breakfast 0. Afternoon you eat 1, and that one, you know what they are eating? They're no longer eating coming, because they're coming right now. The ball of kenke is now, my fist is bigger than a ball of 3 CD kenke. So now they're eating gobe. Mr. Speaker, in this list, did you see minister or deputy minister? One power. To which you are not intelligent.
We will continue this fight and we will continue this struggle until our water bodies are protected.
It's 20 months since Nanado has been president.
Oh, powerful words from Sam George. Wonderful. Ghana how to make things work. He really understood how to make things work. Also, when one registration, he was waiting for them to cut his SIM card. Or some come back cutting. Well, registration one you bill. Also, I said when fraudulent activities be or same so. I didn't tell now over 32 million people. Say about register as SIMs bill. And you're correct. But as a Nancy, as in the fears, Wabek can be opposite to your dream. Why? And also say 32 million people in coherence. And who was he back then? Sa question na Nkofubisa. Road is so compare amo vote. Road no so how dig give away. Say road no. Yes, I gang me be fix my yen. To say yen hu hwe what it say. Hey, come and fix the deep roads, the roads. But that was the same road you were dancing on. It was just votes, no. You know? And see, there were a lot of things that was happening back then. Nkofo say nothing. The my number previously, no, man not from Kakra, my member correctly. 054 225 6766 054 225 6766. Okay. If upeso check wadrin a obetimi afre lines way any of the topics are discussing no obetimi afre and their number near different kakra into maybe you're finding difficulty 054 225 6766 054 225 6766 na mwa tre mwadrin. Yeah, into idea no, I say in their agenda no, quite clear to us. We are not here to set any agenda. The only thing we are delving in, somewhere also in a per se yet say kakra. Now it is becoming quite clear to us to say, idea no politics no a game. It is clear. Binimunim de that. Now more bet some nim no amunya benefit wa hunti na ya santa mo jere mo na che Obe pe usike bi ako pe usike bi yo na odi we ni ne wakuma di ngofu echi a ye bubu no. Inti ye say ningo pram ne ho no. I must say Sam George come and fix our bad roads. But me share videos now say Sam George voice cry back then and the voice is different too. Voice no cry different. Well there's a caller on the line. Good morning. Pacho Dean any baby off free. Good morning. Good morning. Pacho Dean baby off free.
One say propaganda believe your mind. And no one was on my own chum. They say one a run a petrol a run to car bay. Or one bet you as I'm told you know we a problem on among some of Cocano. I want to buy I tell you to 2028. A man who will say, you know to Google when you know. I think I'm going to use your money back. They don't mind a cocoa and that they are grateful. And this I'm talking to Munyan on one home by Chino or Conan in any battle. The 2020 will be a very good Ghana. Bye.
Yo, hey, by me person chance so. Or the entire say now ba hey now. Okay, yeah that's say wa frɛ akyerɛ wa adwen. Mo wɔ adwenkyerɛ bi a betimi afrɛ 0542256766 0542256766 na mo akyerɛ mo adwen. Or say Sam George the inja no na and ho kyerɛ be kyerɛ no so okay si no so ende. Or say onye hu kyerɛ. There is another caller on the line. Good morning, Bacho Udini baby Afrifi.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Emmanuel Kweku Yamwa. Mekase free Okaete Central.
Okay, Bacho Chewadjing.
Madwina me kyerɛ ne sɛ President asema o kan nanu yama me ho adwiri me.
Sir.
Hey, President Timika say dia ani e wobonsan kwa hwɛ na wase ekohu no.
Sir.
Kyerɛ sɛ President na ka kyerɛ yɛn sɛ Akufo adue nipa pɔnefo. Na wono de oba LGBTQ. Obesan no ede. Afi wodi AI ebe fight galamse. And President Timika kyerɛ sɛ LGBTQ. Enye priority of Ghana there. Woni asofo wo Ghana ha me suro wo mo papa. Because ye pa bonsam na kyerɛ sɛ wo ne bonsam ye baako. Hey. Just say power no wo pa wo betimi atwa ntro bia wo pe. Na wonya power no a wa betena nipa so wa besesa wa no. Hey, nyame wo hwɛ wo mo. Obeyi wo mo to maako ani asofo na wo mo di atro because of sikanti. Nyame bebisa wo mo maako. Ye wo krom ha na asofo obe gina abonten e gina kufuado eso. Kasaya ma Ghana fo hu se kufuado de bonsam nua no.
Ge say de enti bie mu.
Nanso enne president na numu. Wasi enya priority. It is all kopa bonsam a hu president abesan. Hey, Ghana nie. Oh, there be politics no one mama na yet tie. Sam George. Ena waye mum. Okuje to brakwa. Waye mum. Ana oti kuro yim. Because nenefo ayekese. Hey, ewi ase ehu. Me da ase.
Ya da ase pass wa frɛ akyerɛ wa adwen. No so see osuro say ade we suro politicians ne asofo ne you know. If say asasem na mo pe power na yete amano ba munye wi a na makɔ but another perspective say yete say nti amo asem na mo kan na mo gidi anasa mo ngindi. And there's another caller on the line. Pacho Udin de say na ofri. Enfa na ofri. Hello. Pacho
hello, bro.
Saying na enfa na ofri.
Hello, bro.
Yes, bro.
Me what you know. We a nice guy.
Hey,
that anyway, you my power.
Me that's it. Pacho was
I took like a crowd, even my chance at a almost be 8 years, but all they compare her. Hello.
Me too.
Now, can you be
there be na me bisa say then na chewadwen na me nis wa sha ase de
da. But they check it no more.
Pacho enti edumu TV no why na say free TV no.
I'm paying for no more disappointed. Okay.
Oh, kasa slow. Okay, I feel bit me akasa.
But you have you with me.
Pachai.
Wait a minute, sorry.
Good, so.
Yeah, I see life in it, and I'm paying for no more disappointed. And because of the name of guys, and because of you, you know, yeah, bro. No, me too, quite a crowd. I mean, me cook, baby, crowd. I mean, a honey, one more life, who say, yeah, Hanuman, and penning for no, I just like, I'm going to take you serious, like, I'm going to fire the uncle baby, or a jazzy, no matter, Yakoba, because in Nicoazenka, like, to I have Bahanum, you never be our Ghana, no, mamma. Because baby folk need the way you and so allow me make it survive nicely, like only good life. Nicely. But I don't know why. Me and penning for no. I think so much to quiet those. But meaning to Omuko to Madomuko see if you are not Omuko or according to meaning my dear. Abro me yeah, the guys in the aim will be answering it. Yeah, need the Yamon who the air it is here. In fact, I'm betting Siaw and cray. Ubiama had to me, or the who be or training who are only pair who is any parody on pen and them. But they own Namdi and Penny people be Sidiana. I might be both to me. I didn't see from yet. Or I didn't the whole final the whole simple. I think I'll move fast one guy. You guys think you're better. But the only great TV from here, I don't see who are great like almost like we have no politics.
Inti Mahama ka say ahokyere wo kroni
minimum de betimi aya.
What you mean kan?
Abo minimum de betimi aya that day we to be chow. Minimum the guys in your team who maintain the reply who said yentimi so that my yentimi enti yenim yakata cha baselano yes mo be kan o mumfa enti yenim de betimi aya enti dem bible the day you minimum de bro
me da se pa me da se Inti mo wa adwenkyira mo betimi so akoso afre 05422567666 na mo acha mo adwen but yenkoso with some of the other stories. Number 5, the fifth story and they address it and it said bees disrupt KNUST campus. Students at KNUST faced disruptions after a swarm of bees invaded parts of the campus. Campus security and local beekeepers intervened to safely remove the bees. Classes were temporarily suspended in affected areas to ensure the safety of students and staff. Inti way eya adia yehu ewo social media obide to Twitter eso or see chaos at KNUST as a swarm of bees invades campus. Multiple students stank and authorities on high alert. I must say bees they can't say with you. I'm back KNUST campus. And some insects and getting a mobile bono. A mobile one ya bino. I'm back KNUST campus. Now I'm mobile students. Osho ye TV neswa. Senior students be Johnny. Just say I'm more left, right, center. No peace for the students. And come say no peace for the wicked. But the students na beads as thing you know. And people are talking about it on Twitter. As I say, a friend X, you know. Obi say it's usually the TEU workers who raise these bees on most campuses. minim tewu workers kro. Obi says, so what is happening? What are they doing about these bees in the schools? And others are saying, Obi for say bees there, every campus so Legon Sef. Sir, I've not seen these on other campuses. Nti we idea trendy with social media, ngofo ka say, hey, son enye a lot of campuses in Ghana will bees. Now also a strategy ben. Is it because there are a lot of trees on these campuses? And I say ngofo enye bees wo. How are these bees coming to these campuses, and what can they do to prevent these bees from say interfere with students' lives? Nti eno ye one of the stories say bees no amabro so wo kira ade kra na bie ra class wo ko class a won say na boy no bee di na chi wo ko ne class o so hwe bee ta no we eni anka men ko class mi wi a ze f na menya. Okay, all right, so that's one of the stories that is here. I have discussed it. Let us move on to other stories. There's a story that says fire service slammed for slow response in blaze. The Ghana Fire Service has faced criticism over a perceived slow response to a recent blaze. Eyewitnesses say the fire could have been contained sooner, prompting calls for improvements in emergency response times and readiness. Inti story ka say ojabi esi na Ghana Fire Service caught under a lot of attack. Say why are they always slow when it comes to these issues? Say ejabi esi I didn't say na Ghana Fire Service they be ba slow sir. I didn't say na mon tackle issue no quickly. They be a hobe share answer ye hunsio or wa share na bibia aye you know answer ye hunsio say Ghana Fire Service ye hu bibi adentia. So there's a lot of conversation say are the equipment na muni and a lot of people are saying that our roads too are not constructed in a good way to support or to ensure the Ghana Fire Service are able to work the way that they should. In TT asem na ye kan wan asem no anyway your screen you see me and share the response of the Ghana Fire Service and why people are angry or upset say the Ghana Fire Service are not intervening as they should.
Ijanu betumi edum ewa ha. Aye sotium. Sotium mambo. Mensado. Oye arewo sem ye papa. Oye fire service they are working. Fire service are working. Fire service are working. They are working. It's very bad. It's very bad. The fire service are trying their best to calm the fire down right here. It was sotium. Ahaya menya pa. Ahaya menya pa. Ajonwa. Entase. Ajonwa entase. I don't know, but for the fire service are running away. They are running away. They are trying their best to make sure say ijanu betumi edum ewa ha. Ahaya sotium. Sotium mambo. Mensado. Oye arewo sem ye papa. Oye arewo sem. They are trying to off it. Omu dumino.
Commentary here and quite interesting. Or see as the fire service are working, fire service are moving ejuma, fire service are moving ejuma. Every baby, I see the fire service are running away. They are running away. I move Johnny. That was quite interesting to hear. But it looks like time amudu on ijano apeja like I get massive data. So we understand say if they came earlier and ijano level edruno can do a hosa. And a lot of people are saying say yeah kwine so emma fire service enya good access to these things quickly. Oko other countries there have been lanes dedicated for emergencies. It doesn't have to disrupt with a lot of daily movements. Far lane is why the emergency site, then they would attend to the situation. But I had the main normal everyday citizen nams on the crown. They are narrow, they are not even big enough, and all of that. The connections, even the water system and everything. Bibia yebuha. So in as much as we can say the fire service, their response time ain't yet good enough, no. We should also pay attention to some systems it might take a little bit more to correct your situation. Yeah, can one same you. Take a very short commercial break. Yeah, Babaka. Yeah, the other stories, Abramo.
Are you a musician, church, band, school, or an audio engineer looking for professional audio equipment for your work? Don't worry. KFM Music Center has all the equipment and instruments you need. We have from drums, keyboards, combos, guitars, microphones, PA systems, brass instruments, studio equipment, lighting systems, among others. We import all kinds of electronics and musical instruments from top brands such as American GLS, Behringer, Sabian, Yoga, M Audio, Nutric, Tama, among others. You can locate KFM Music Center at Zongo Lane between the Benjilo Building and the Children's Hospital. You can contact us on the numbers displayed on your screen. KFM Music Center, where quality costs less.
Mamu akwaba biom about the agenda show. Yekaka said the agenda show happen on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on KFM TV at 10:30 a.m. on each day. Into your stories. Now, the agenda show. The next story, let's say, abusive father seeks son's forgiveness decades later. A man who allegedly abused his children decades ago has publicly sought forgiveness from his sons. The story has drawn attention to issues of reconciliation, family trauma, and societal responsibility in handling past abuse cases. Video addressed this concern. Na area discuss video nimbra.
Papa Boni Achen.
Never.
You toss me and say, "What's me do, Papa Boni Achen?"
Meant me.
Don't me on. Eddie. Okay. Now, show Papa any. Papa also hear any. Jeko Mpachofa camera ne braha. Esa hear any. On your mobile.
When you know mobile, by time when you're there,
Nemranti biom de na onyo mobo ba sisi asem na make am sisa hwe na nimbiem onyo mobo
isa de ayo mobo
isa ayo mobo ade na sisi amane yo mobo
isa me say bibia we dun de o ya kokrantin onya wadin biem
okay
papa the bro abron papa de bia me kai o me mechi nyina twa ultimate dade oba we ultimate dade etwa yechi for me mechi chiro dade sike dade e de do for me hwe mechi a otimi de miti to so obetwa miti umma wa wo yank sankasa otimi de miti to so obetwa na obika hye me bra so ompie na eyi ne begu no so moja begu no so na me bre apie osu no tietie otim ofe me ti ase apai ono de obu di mechi bro na
stone
o de bom ti se o de bom ti na pa na me koda po mu se ato ansa na me hwe ho nti me ni so brinje obomofo bi na be fa me ono de me ko ni fi e na anopa o ba afidi o so kan se bebre problem bro pa Robin
o Max wo wachi
Max o mechi we na me na
ana dia to mo o da kasa wi am ba papa so ana Max be miti
to ono no ma me sin na ese o bro prophet
o si ai dey
for say ase me si bububu ni ade
nti
bro
o ja wotre kojo twa picture no na nesino na yemfa to Facebook ne ade wi am ma oluma akonya
o ba be buru yen o butu yen tietia yen empire das no we twa na e marketing keten
da so
okay ana dia biem ne how
o me papa de watiti o ma ye bre when kay mo frasin kra ye wu ya nke ye se o me ya bre opetumi bro ma ye aduane ndi o amanfo adane akota wo mu ka se na o ka akodane ye nya kwan akwakura wo mu ka se na yetumi akokuti wo aduan edi nkofo adan obi
wo kitchen
yo ye fa top na me na mi so na me bra epiami we piami ahye we na kitchen na makwakotia ba
akowi aduane
nti anopa na onipa ne ka se eh ho pa obe poison on pen obe poison sa we nkura na obedi aduana so na ye yen anajo ades na obo makofru kubi na me bra e wase esa etofem tima onipa mbetintinu na ma tare ne se na ma te kube negu na me dia san nsan ye bedi na me papa always oye fu kaka on van hwe ma e marketing ne ba oto wenyi se ne ba esa ne ba 2 years kiti ne ba oto e marketing kiti na ofa na ye nam for me ni pose betuma ko school po awie ye ho kwa ye ndi ofen ahro be se akonfo sam o de fe o ye ho mi papa we da o man bi ndi krono na amafo so kire embroyen wo bro obeto o fiu no wo broyen ye ko fa na de so obebroyen pa me abre ya so akaya ne ade sam papa mfiye
ko so akaya nyina
ya senya ya ko so akaya wa doso ne kan papa mfiye papa ntimi dia me odi ma chiban misi ye papa we
ade o se ne papa de ye na buro ne sinyina so bubu ye no eno na ye twa
me papa wa buri papa be die ni yaw me de no ba me se e papa se we nso me so me de ko ba bia obe de hu e na wa ba okra me se di machi se wo di machi na so first papa o buri yen de fie papa yen de fie pom yes yes ko atare o pipe anu ye nya samna ne yes ne hata ne atraw na wo se ne be ko square no na ye di nam ye nhyentare hwe obi ye ko class kra na ti se madam no kra o bi say request because him say ye no ye mpe school no ba se me papa on hwe o ma ye bre me ma me kana se wo ha also o bruno o se ne ho no be bu ni sa ni ho me ma me papa no be bu ni sa o no so akitikiti na me papa be fan no to bi si dada no beans gobe edi gobe ayo no dada no ba nche no netina bro on no ko sa ba nche no wo de kwa o is can be kito obe bro na me ma me di ya okoi o dada no de bro pro dada nya ba dada mechi o twa mechi
wachi ma me hade you shirt na me wachi
me na ho o de dada ene twa
ojo so wait me twa pictures na yemfa ento Facebook na ya rehosemu
papa me abre o me abre di ya me woni na
okay ozo odesi kan bi twa
bache yo
o yes yo
bache yo
o yemfa wachi acho okay hey wow. Oh God. Hey. It will be me a shower tardino. Now also you're there all this kind of chino.
Meso me
just say Maswa Diana.
They be yan bonny because me himself papa duane one of fedia onya bonny. But me pesa me man any banus now me busan question be.
Your question.
Satam no comedy by ye bonny be meaning when who dano dem mini ye budan na ye ko dine do ma yesis hwa wa me hu onim besine dan o
ye de me to was de kasa
ni dan yo de mu o ye duan na ne girls ni be ye duan o ko ni girls yo enti o come so den na mini e pese ko school na sata wo si yen school anti run shift e bi ko night e bi ko morning e bi ko afternoon to de ko afternoon ba na o come enti dan o de mu ye budan half ye bui and you did one of your son see down, your potan and see down, power
across the dine in the
Pacho.
Papa, I just say, what you money in some momoka?
I tell you,
I am no credit.
I can't remember.
Intermediate. If you are make say. Anka before nipa be wo no or so fairly form bi and send with me awo but unfortunately obi etimi o anybody can just have a child because nipa bi say what business does he have having children and what's all being like it shouldn't have happened but obi so mo betimi awo and Asemna at that table, no so I'm discussing a matter of forgiveness. Me per se, asem way there, just a more dream because me standing and I'm dream about parenting quite very strict. The number is 054-2256-766 054-2256-766 because parents in enya dia obia oh sorry no one nsuo no awo no I feel like I was say bibia a decision because o dey a whole life be wiase untimi mfo obi emba wiase mane bebresa I mean even ordinarily I my personal opinion is say unni sika that is my personal opinion if say wiase easy o only wakotru be free baby uni maybe free na be wiase no bebre I mean my opinion is it shouldn't be happening. Not only didn't you take off these children also I share more in an extreme way trauma amu face na say I'm one work it through more trauma hello let's say hello there's a call on the line Pacho Dini baby are free
medical me mamu mi di e friend Kwame me ka say free me na me friend me ma tra
okay yo Pacho chewadwen
mu program na ni da mi TV na me dia kwato ha me share mu program e kama but the way there bro eho ade bi je mi hu bi dada o papa be ya na wa nkata o
Charlie
jadi cerebro ene medua like nya ni papa no dey o kai mi ani ti we dey bro mi ka bia mi ti ka no bani internet because the papa no pa na ti ya ni ti ya the better class la na yo di la na mi hu de bia because of the music una dey be ya ti un ti yan ka ha ho mfa ni ara go di ma be ya ti na fi ti mi da di wi en ka no mi en kwala pa
yeah I am we cool pa yeah
and bro oh
enya kra
me do I dey nganga ja abi a unti million ya na to na ti da abi unti million
exactly people hunu po bet me an sa na wa wumba
ya me mwaye
ano odin pa yo me da se baby say we need to
me hu say dey na ni first time me yes mo de bia
yo de bia hwe na de bia so frɛ okay
ya me come over
on so sa okay
ya no show mo see
all right yo bye inti onipa wan asɛm wo kan no nipa hunu kra wontimi treat ni sa na wa womba omma nkola ma fra mo sɛ omo be wiase o wona akotwe am be wiase ahɔ na ya medwen kra na mebu hefu no otini baby so otini heavy so otini sumu wona akotwe na be wiase na we are we treat am say that is why the bia many sanko for no kono this is a non-popular opinion but this is my opinion me opinion way and said anya popular say binum ka say oh The radias is over Pani wa barriers, or no barriers, any areas a babia the areas about the area better. So there's a call on the line. Why are you calling from the patrol? Infant of free, a new deem, but maybe our free new deem.
Now, they're doing the
line in your clear. Patrol bits me.
Okay.
Patrol line in your clear bits me. I end the call now for because me and Tiffany. Yes. As I'm not making baby me and the name who me pa. So I said me might be free sukakra. But all I'm saying is say as a father no unkwala ne tell baby o as my kai. Obia kache ukofo say oh you have to be grateful so papa ne wa be wi ase. O say we need just so papa ne wa be wi ase. But in wi ase baby na wi ase ba o. Anka to usum mu and so to kone bia it is better off than you are here. You watching about ho abechero. And no nye wi ase but there's nothing to be grateful for. That is my opinion. Mentan te say nkofo kasa na say nkofo show strange. But my opinion is say e wi ase ba bia nye wi ase ba. Wo be wi ase am grateful for me wi ase am ba ne say woni ma be wi ase wa hwe me woni ma ko school we treat me nice. Na se wunya bibia we wiase crowd be ma me crowd wo try your best say menya enije menya baby papa atena but only my baby wiase now say I should be grateful so only my baby wiase wa be jam ye say wiase na wi I should say menije bom nsem say me we wiase a that is not an opinion I stand by papa ye ene say enye say wawo de bia me kan last time me kan so ye
hello
hello mpacho e fro say ni infant of free
me pacho ye from Emmanuel kwa kuyamwa okay kwa central
okay pacho chewa adwin
asema meka kire me nuanom ne se omoma omakomanto wo moyem na ye nyina anka ye obi kan wo na ejanom no de so di wo machi anka bia ne kwa momu bi ebi ni wo mu kire se nia ankwala yi kan die papa ne di ya ankwala no so mu bedi na chia tinso ko mu mani binum iti mesre wo mu se omo de wayo mu bia na omo fanye nyame nyame na vengeance ye ne dia na ono a enteki ni course na kakra ofi se ombetimi aya boa no omo nyamwa no because omo di akire pe wa hwe bia na ko mu mani bini because ade ode o mafamu no
na ne guess Neges na no ni amochile na ya musamu wen.
Oh, sata no no wasi so foforo. Nti sata no uka bibia wontie. Enna no wo hu se de oye na anyeye. Enso. Chopa no kra opa no oso.
Onim ne wa ye. Osro.
Nti me sremi ni anom ne se. Omo de omo fa ne se omo agya no. Na kakra aka na omo hwe na akopem so obeja omo akọ. Anya sa no mu gene se de waye wo mu no bedu na chi a ombedi ni boni besere wo mu a masam kakra nam
heda se ene wadwen kire osi on fa mu boni encha mu na mesumi bisa se ade ne guess na mu he no se no ye young amu ye young nti guess no amu ni o se ano sike bi eni wa mba beje o ye young no na mu osika amu ba beje hello there's another call on the line pacho offer every here na udin the saying.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
My friend somewhere.
Patrick saying.
Yeah, I'm in the Mr. John.
Okay, Mr. John, Patrick Chawaji.
Yo, me am a person me can say a man here in ya but remon papa. The beer ni wa NC we are. Anyaba. Na womu amrantie de mbomu no omu nti wo mani no omu hwe papa yie na omu ankasa nso be ware a omu ma omu no be wo omu no omu yusu odo a esu a omu fa omu papa suban tete wo ma ni na ya dihia daati omu dia abeye afutuo kese de ama omumane wiase nyina enti omunya abotre mo mumma akoma no nkosho too much
okay yada sepa ne wadwenchre yes on the note oka say amu eware a ewo ba amu en make sure say omo de odo ebehwe amumba atete won no research say mbema amu ya abusive no mostly amu so amunyi ewo fear na amu so ye abuse amu very likely say papa not one no na ni papa or the sa ana even worse and a year no researchers on nusunya the likelihood ubeka say o media menye bi da media menye me o menye bi da the likelihood say ubeye no na so one quote through the right therapy and as when nya emboa wo hwehwa ube end up doing the exact same thing adia na papa ye na wuchi no ube hu no na wo ye the same thing inti another advice na so who go through any of these things nkofo no go through na say wo in a house also face abuse was say we make sure say na say therapy na obeko then mboa bi na obegio na wa work on wo ho we make sure say mba wo be wo am no unye the same thing because the likelihood say obey no high obeka say time unye bi da but a dream ade unta any who control sir unless you do the work inti we ade a yedi twa there were a lot of stories but unfortunately you know your time running out inti ye stories baby but last time we spoke about story building na a collapse you know and there has been a whole lot of conversation around it. Says Siaw investigations, ama launching investigations to find out say sa dan na ebubu ye no den na see ye na den na mbetimi a prevent sa dan na ebubu ye no from happening again. Say dan a yesisi no eni ebekọ ho arrangements bi di echire a ebe ensure say dan a yesi e strong enkokunkun krofu bebre because last one na esi Siaw no nkola ewu more. So we need to ensure say that it goes through the right process. Musi dan nye sika no contractors no nye sika na obenya ne nkwa na obedwen ho. Dwen say na se dan we bu a what are the lives? How many lives can be lost? Then a bit to me for it is people's lives. Don't think only about the money you're earning from the project, but think about the people that will be inhabiting that building. I was say Jane dying home safety and into investigation say come and there is a lot of awareness now say who see dying who hear any project making sure say in good health and in good standing emfa asem bia emba. This has been me, Richard Siaw, on the Agenda Show. Meda Sebebre, Nkofo Amubuayen, the crew members, Mupo, the camera person, the sound engineer, Mwa Mofrey, Mwa Moshe, Yada Sebebre, and Nkofo Amose Agenda Nyamudeno. Agenda no, it has come for you. Mwa na mu inform me agenda. So every time, bia yebeba bia na mube huyen bia no, mube timi atuni in na mwa share mwa drain. Until next time, bye-bye from me. Bye.